Bro v Bro, episode 2. We pick NFL games against each other, against the spread. Week 1 was really weird. Ryan, let's get into it. What happened?
I beat you. That's what happened.
You did. You really did. Okay, well, let's start there. Let's get into it. I will not do sad Daniel Jones crying in the rain against Dallas, but I will pull up the stats from last week. These were our picks. So I had the Cowboys as my most confident pick. That won me 5 points. That made me look really good. The Steelers and the Seahawks came out super flat. That was very disappointing. The Eagles came through for you, and the Packers made you look really good. That was a great pick. Then it came down to Monday Night Football. We were tied. I had the Bills. You had the Jets. Aaron Rodgers goes down on the fourth play of the game, and the Bills still can't win. Brutal loss for me. Brutal. Which means you win week 1. Here are your flowers. Any victory speech for the people?
Well, like Aaron Rodgers, it's all downhill from here.
Very good. Okay, let's get into it. Week number 2. Your number 5 most confident play worth 1 point. We had to Monday Night Football. The Saints at the Panthers. Ryan, who you got?
I'm going with New Orleans -3. Derek Carr threw for double the amount of yards Bryce Young threw for last week. The Saints are my pick to win the South. So if they're going to win the division, they need to beat some of the division rivals.
In my 5th most confident game, we head to Denver. The Washington Commanders getting 3.5 points. They didn't look very good last week, but you know who else didn't look good? Russell Wilson. The Denver Broncos really struggled. They lost at home to the Raiders, and the Commanders have a really good defense. I feel like they can keep it close, possibly win the game or lose a very close game by a field goal. Give me the Commanders plus 3.5.
Well, the Commanders gave me an L last week, and spoiler alert, I might be seeing Denver later tonight.
Okay, very good. Your 4th most confident pick, worth 2 points. We head to Tennessee. The Chargers are in town. Chargers versus the Titans. Who you got?
Well, the Titans did not look good. I'm going with the Chargers -3. The Chargers defense also did not look very good against Miami last week, but the offense looks to be what's going to keep them in games. So if they can just score more points than the other team, what else can you ask for?
I agree. I really like this pick a lot. We'll head to my 4th most confident play worth 2 points. Houston Texans at home against the Colts. I have the Colts by 1. Anthony Richardson looks like the real deal at quarterback. As long as he doesn't get hurt in all these running plays, I feel like he's a solid quarterback. And the Texans' offense looks completely lost. Their offensive line is brutal. And the Colts are just a better team. So for my 4th most confident play, I have the Colts -1. Okay, Ryan, for your 3rd most confident play worth 3 points, we head to Sunday Night Football, Miami at New England. Who are you picking?
I'm going with the Dolphins -2. Last week, Tua and Tyreek Hill, they put up video game numbers. The only thing that worries me is Miami's travel schedule. You know, they flew to LA, back to Miami, now flying up to New England. But I'm going to continue my Patriots 8 here.
My 3rd most confident play, we already talked about it. It's the Chargers going to Tennessee, the Chargers by 3. You mentioned it. Tennessee's offense and defense both looked really bad last week. And the Chargers have a good passing game. The Titans' passing defense is not good, and I expect Justin Herbert to light them up, possibly win by double digits. So Chargers by 3. For your 2nd most confident play, it is your home team against the team that was probably the most disappointing for both of us last week, Seattle. Who are you picking?
Yeah, I'm going with Detroit -5.5. The Seahawks made us both look bad last week when they let up 30 points to the Rams. Seattle's offensive line's banged up, so hopefully Aiden Hutchinson can put pressure on Geno Smith.
My 2nd most confident play is the Cincinnati Bengals at home -3. The Ravens, their offense didn't look very good last week. They have a lot of injuries up front on the offensive line. And I know the Bengals didn't look good either, but they're coming home. They're going to look to make a statement, and they've kind of had the Ravens' number the last couple of years. I like Burrows to bounce back and the Bengals to beat the Ravens by at least a field goal. And your most confident pick for week number 2, we head to Denver. We saw this game earlier, Washington at Denver. Who are you picking?
I am going to take the Broncos -3.5. Current Broncos head coach Sean Payton said Denver's former head coach, Nathaniel Hackett, had one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL. Last year, under Hackett, the Broncos lost week 1 16-17. Last week, Denver once again lost 16-17. Denver needs this win if they don't want a repeat of last year.
Yeah, that's true. 2 words for you, though. Russell Wilson. I think he might be done. He looks bad. He just does. Okay, and now for my most confident pick in week number 2, worth 5 points. I have the Eagles at home versus the Vikings. It's Thursday Night Football. It's a short turnaround, but the Vikings defense just looks really bad. The Eagles have a great offense. They struggled last week against a good defense in New England, but still managed to pull it out. This week they'll be going home. The crowd will be fired up. 6.5 points is a lot, but the Vikings, Kirk Cousins in primetime, he never does well. I really like the Eagles to win by at least a touchdown. Those are the picks. You see them on the screen here. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you'll get updates when we release weekly, which we will be doing all season. And please put in the comments, what are your favorite games this week against the spread? And who are you riding with? Team Jay or Team Ryan? Team Jay, let's go. The comeback begins. The comeback begins this week. Thanks for watching.
And boom goes the dynamite.